What's up, you guys? It's Nicole Roberts, the Unleashed Mom. I am so excited to share with you guys my latest OCD obsession, which is felt flowers. I just barely learned how to make them, and like all the things I do, I have to make like 400 of them before I get sick of it and move on to the next project. So first I want to just kind of show you what I made, and then I'll show you the flowers and how to actually make them, okay? And you are going to hear my kids in the background because that's the way I roll. Okay, so this is my very first little project. Look how fun. I just wanted to make a fun spring wreath. And actually what I ended up doing, I wanted to experiment with different types of wreaths. And so I made this one out of cardboard. I just used an old baby diaper box and traced a kitchen bowl. And then I traced another shorter. Roman, leave this alone, please.
Hello.
Okay. Okay, now get down, please. Let Mommy do this. Yep, you can do it. Okay, so I just made a donut out of cardboard, and then I wrapped it in fabric, and it kind of created a fun little wreath. It sits, when I hang it up, it sits really flat, which is kind of nice. It's not huge and in the way, but it sits nice and flush against a wall or a door or whatever else. So there's a really fun one. I also used some tulle to kind of accent that and give it just a little extra flair. Well, of course, I couldn't stop with just one, so I decided I needed to try a grapevine wreath, which I think turned out really pretty. The lighting's not the best in here. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but I did little white flowers, pink flowers, and navy blue flowers, and then I did these really fun ones as well that I'll show you guys how to make. So that was the second attempt, and then the third one I decided to do with a foam wreath, which is the circle ones you can buy. These ones usually cost a little bit more than the grapevine wreaths I found, but like only 50 cents more or something like that. Anyway, I bought some burlap and I wrapped it in burlap and made this burlap bow, and then I did my red, white, and blue flowers around that. And I absolutely love how this one turned out. I can't wait for the 4th of July so I can hang it up. All right, you guys, so what I'm going to teach you how to do is just a few simple flowers. I am going to teach you how to make these cute little roses in different sizes. Just a minute, son. I'm going to teach you how to make these bigger fluffy flowers, which I think they go really cute together. They're just different textures than the roses and kind of give it a fun accent. Here's another example of that one, just in different colors. And you can make the roses and these flowers in any size you want. So I'm going to go sit down at my crafting table and we will get started. We'll see you guys in just a second. All right, you guys, we're back. We are going to try to show you how to make these flowers now. Okay, Reagan, hold them up. Show them the piece of felt. Good girl. Okay, what you need is you need a square piece of felt, and then you're going to round the corners. Let Mama see it. You're going to round the corners of the felt, just a teeny tiny bit right here. And that's what's going to give you kind of the bigger petals that stick up are these little corners. So you could do it something completely round, and that would give you more of just a simple spiral flower. You wouldn't have as much of the, let's see, here's an example. See how these are poking up and you kind of have like more of a pretty opening flower? These little corners are what is going to give you that. I even did some with like some rectangles, and that looked cool too. It just kind of exaggerated those petals poking up. Okay, so once you have a square with your corners rounded, what you're going to do is you're going to start right on one side, and you're going to make a spiral. Mom, and it seriously does not have to be perfect. Wow, buddy, get down. It does not have to be perfect. See how I cut it into like a little spiral? And then at the very end, you have this curly little thing, and you're going to leave that, and that's what's going to make the bottom of your rose, okay? So once you have your spiral cut out, let me show you what it looks like. So there's your square with your spiral cut out. You're going to start on this tiny little side, and you're just going to roll it right up. It's super easy. I like to leave this part hanging out. It kind of creates a little tail and something for me to hold on to. And I just roll it over and roll it onto itself, trying to keep this edge right here, this bottom edge, as even as possible. Okay, so I'm just rolling it around. Of course, multitasking with a baby on my lap makes it a little more difficult. I don't know if you guys can even see that because my hands are all over it. Now keep in mind, this is a 3" by 3" square that I'm using. You can do any size you want. I found the smallest that I could really work with was about a 2" by 2". And I did a 4" by 4" and a 5" by 5" It just depends on what size of flower you want. So obviously the smaller. Are you saying hi again, Roman? Okay, so this is kind of, now that I'm done rolling, I want to roll until I have that bottom piece poking up like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my scissors and just snip off that tail right there. You see how I have a nice little spiral and that top piece we were talking about poking up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put hot glue all around the bottom part right there. And glue's on there. And then I'm just going to pop this over right on top. Just like that. You see that? I'm going to kind of push the edges. I want to make sure it kind of creates a seal around the bottom of that. I'm going to wipe off any extra hot glue after it's dried a little bit so I don't burn my fingers. And just push that baby on there. I like to kind of push it flat to give it a flat surface on the bottom. You can see that. Okay, now check it out. Look how cute this little baby is.
And there you go, a flower.
Thanks, Roman. So now you have this gorgeous little rose that you can start putting on your wreath. And you can make as many of these as you want. Beware, they are addicting, as I mentioned. Okay, so pretty simple, right? Now I'm going to show you guys how to make the other flower that I was talking about. You can do a simple flower just by cutting a strip of fabric. See how to, or a strip of felt? Okay, come here, baby. Okay, thanks for helping. So you just cut a simple strip of fabric and then just cut downward. Sit down, baby. Cut downwards to make the little slits, and then you just roll it up and glue the bottom as you roll the whole thing up. I'm just going to kind of show you guys really quick because of my little helpers here being in the way. And then you have this cute little kind of pop. Now, you can use these. I actually did use these. Let me show you. On this first one that I did, you can see I did some little yellow ones just to give it something different, a little more texture than just roses alone. So I did that, but then I realized another way to do it that looks even cuter, which is these pretty little babies. I'll show you a couple different ones, which huge. I love. I think they're so fun. So I ended up, the one I just showed you, I made that and used that as my center. Okay, so I started out with this little thing from rolling it up, right? And now I'm going to show you guys how to add to it to make the pretty fluffy outside edge. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of felt in a rectangle shape. You're just going to fold it in half like this. And I actually like to put a bead of glue right down that edge. So I'm gluing it down together just on the edge. So now I'm going to kind of have this little tube, right? Then what you do is you go down with your scissors and just trim down, not all the way through, but you trim or slit, I guess. Can you guys see that? Make slits down almost to the bottom, but not quite. Okay. Now when you start to roll this, you can see that it's going to create a really pretty flower. So what I'm going to do, hold on, baby, is I'm going to take my middle piece here. I'm going to put some glue right on that edge.
And then you're going to wrap it around.
I am going to wrap it around. Thanks for helping, Roman. Okay, so I'm going to just wrap that baby right there.
And wrap it around. And keep wrapping it.
Oh, you tell them.
And keep wrapping it.
Now, every now and again, I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Like that.
And keep wrapping it. Keep wrapping it.
And see, I'm getting a bit of a...
Keep wrapping it. Keep wrapping it.
Okay, we're getting close to the end here. So I get about a little tail on the end like that. Hold on, baby. I don't want to get glue on you. That would hurt. Okay, I put some glue right there on the bottom, and I'm just going to keep rolling, but finish it off with the glue on there so that it sticks. Okay, I'm going to squeeze it really tight, make sure that glue sets, gets it all in there together. And the thing I love about felt is you don't have to be super careful with it. I mean, it's going to bounce back. You can squish it and manipulate it and hold it. You can see I'm just squeezing the crap out of this thing. And then I can just fluff it back up again.
See?
Okay, now look how cute this is. Now you turn it over, and you've got this adorable, fluffy little stringy flower with this pretty pink center right there.
Yes.
And that looks really fun when you pair it with some of, you know, different colored roses. You know, I did some blues and some whites and all kinds of different colors. It's so much fun.
Even reds.
So, You can do it with any
pinks.
color combinations. I kind of like how the purple one turned out. Now, you can see that these are different sizes. The way you make a bigger one is you just make this initial piece wider. Okay, so let me see if I have an example here. So, like, if you do this size and you fold it in half, you can see that your flower is only going to be about that big around, the petals that fluff out. But this one, once you slit those, it's going to be bigger and wider around, right? Yeah. So, if you want a bigger flower, just use a bigger strip initially, and you should be good to go. So, let's see. Let's show you what those little flowers ended up looking like. So, the ones I just showed you guys how to make, you can see right here. They're kind of squished in there, but they looked really pretty. I did a light yellow center and a darker yellow outside and paired them with the roses for this pretty spring wreath.
And this one too.
Roman's showing you the original. And then on this other one that I showed you, if I can reach it, woo! I also did those same flowers right here. I did some bigger
like a picture of a mirror.
And some smaller. And paired those with my red, white, and blue roses in different sizes. And ended up with a pretty dang cute 4th of July wreath, if I do say so myself.
And a pink rose, too.
Anyways, I hope that inspired you guys to go and make some fun felt flowers. Felt is super cheap. I think I got mine for 23 cents a sheet at Walmart. And if, you know, wreaths can be $3, $4, $5 a piece, depending on what you're looking for. Or you can make your own with cardboard, like I mentioned before, and wrap it in fabric or burlap or whatever. You could paint it. You could Mod Podge it. You could do whatever you wanted. The possibilities are endless. So, anyways, I hope you guys are inspired to go out and create some fun spring flowers with felt. And check me out at unleashmenow.com if you want more information about how you can make money from home with your kids in tow, just like me. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, bye.
Bye.